So many things suck about living in 2025. You know, we keep saying that we're living through history and we don't want to be living through history. I would like to stop living through history. I wish we could have some calm and tranquil times, not these like incredibly hectic times where everything's changing and everything's getting worse. But one of the things that we haven't focused on enough is the rise of artificial intelligence. Now, AI itself is a menace because, you know, you're going to have jobs are going to be taken away, and also people are literally being driven insane by AI. There's been a number of cases of like AI murderers already who are convinced that the AI wants them to murder, and people have been convinced that they're geniuses because the AI bullshit, and there's a lot of creepy shit going on. But one of the underreported aspects of just how much AI sucks is that you need these gigantic data centers in order to run AI. It requires a tremendous amount of energy to run AI supercomputers. And so we've covered on this channel in Memphis, Tennessee, you have the Grok AI Center. And it's basically like poisoned Memphis, Tennessee. And you already have countless examples of it's a majority minority community, largely a black community. And all these people are getting fucking poisoned because of the emissions from this massive Grok data center that just pollutes everything around it 24/7, right? And so, you know, we talked about that. More Perfect Union did a great piece on that. Well, now guess what? Take a look at this. So this is also in More Perfect Union. Mark Zuckerberg is building out a $10 billion Manhattan-sized data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana, in what will be Meta's largest data center in the world. We spoke with farmers and residents in town where 90% of income comes from farming about what's at stake. So let me repeat that. Mark Zuckerberg is building a $10 billion AI data center that's the size of Manhattan. Do you have any idea the emissions that are going to be dumped into the atmosphere as a result of that? And how many people will get sick? And how much that'll speed up climate change, for example? And do you also have any idea how much that's going to make your electricity bills fucking skyrocket? They're going to crash the grid. These motherfuckers, these AI tech billionaire robber barons are going to crash the grid. All because they're trying to build these fucking supercomputers. Jesus Christ. All right. So now I'll play the clip for you here. Take a look.
I'm standing at the site of Meta's new $10 billion data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana. It'll be the largest data center the company has ever built, about the size of Manhattan. The project is already bringing about big changes to this small town way of life here.
A lot of folks are on their own. And if they are on a very strict budget, they're going to have to adapt. And if they don't, they won't make it.
I don't know that gutting 2,500 acres of land just so we can mine data so that we can better market and sell people stuff, I feel like it's getting carried away.
Why are the data centers coming to the small rural towns? They're coming here to benefit themselves. They're not coming here with intentions on benefiting the community.
Our farmers around here really rely on the water system for irrigating their crops and stuff like that. They deplete the water system, that's going to be a big problem.
In a sense, it feels like, well, yeah, they come take advantage of us poor, dumb rural folks,
So this data center is going to use about 3 times the energy that New Orleans uses in a year.
Bro, the data center is going to use 3 times the energy that New Orleans uses in a year? Oh my God.
I'm curious how, if electricity bills go up for people here, how that might impact them.
We're a poor area. It's a huge amount of people that have trouble paying their electric bill currently. There are people who don't own vehicles, they don't have health care. I just think about the people that I know that they won't be able to keep their lights on.
This is a large farming community here in Northeast Louisiana. We're giving our most valuable resource, which is farmland. I want to know, what is Meta doing to give back to the community?
There's a fear like, well, you know who's going to get what they need. It's going to be the people with the most money and the most power. I've worked a very short time in the oil field, South Texas, and working down there, you would be working in a boom town, but you would drive through a different old boom town that is where the oil used to be, but it isn't no more, and it was just a ghost town. Because all that happens when a place like this comes in is the rich, they just get richer.
This is like a huge deal, man. So now you're going to have all of Louisiana is going to get poisoned from the pollution, the emissions that are pumped out by this giant data center. The electricity bills are going to fucking skyrocket. The grid is going to get tested to the max. I mean, this is not good. Now, by the way, here's what's already happening with U.S. electricity prices. Look at this. This is what's already happening. Yes, part of this is because of AI, but a lot of it is because of Trump's big bullshit bill and Trump cutting all the funding to the Biden laws that passed. So Biden was creating thousands of jobs in green and renewable technology fields. So we were creating green energy, wind energy, solar energy, things of that nature. And there were a lot of jobs that were being, and now Trump just cut the funding for all that. So now What happens when you reduce the amount of wind energy, you reduce the amount of solar energy, you reduce the amount of green and renewable energy that we have in this country, and try to double down on fossil fuels? Well, look at what happens as a result of it. Energy prices fucking skyrocket. They skyrocket. But I'm still not done. I mean, he's doing literally everything to tank this country and make it so you can't afford to live. Great example. Remember this? We covered this a while ago. Already the electricity bills are going up. But listen to one of the other reasons why that is.
The European Union is going to agree to purchase from the United States $750 billion worth of energy.
Can I show you something? When Donald Trump says $750 billion worth of energy, what he's talking about is LNG. You see this? This, LNG exports. This, price of electricity. LNG exports, price of electricity. Donald Trump wants to triple this. When Donald Trump triples this, what do you think is going to happen to this? Do you think this is just going to stop going up? I've been telling you guys for a really long time what's coming with electricity bills, much to the dismay of a lot of people who call me a fearmonger and all kinds of stuff. When I say your electric bill will one day, in the near future, be more than your rent or your mortgage, I'm saying it because it's true. You are going to be subsidizing the companies that send all of our natural resources to Europe. Most of you have already seen this showing up on your electric bills. What you need to understand is it's going to get unbelievably worse. You're just seeing the beginning. Because if this wasn't bad enough, now we're going to try to do everything we can to destroy renewable energy at a time when energy demand is growing faster than it's ever grown in the United States in history. This president is completely incompetent when it comes to energy and understanding how it works and how it impacts Americans. If you think high gas prices cause inflation, what do you think is going to happen to the farmer who spends more money on electricity than you could dream of? What do you think is going to happen at Walmart, who spends about $1 billion a year on electricity just in the United States? What do you think is going to happen when that turns into $2 billion a year? This isn't just your electric bill. This is everything.
We're cooked. This will destroy us. What we're doing here is going to fucking destroy us. It's going to destroy us. We're going to have fucking rolling blackouts because of these fucking AI data centers. We're doubling down on fossil fuels at the same time you're increasing exports of fossil fuels and cutting back on the renewable energy. I mean, again, he says it all right there, but now your energy bill is going to be more than rent. It's going to be more than your mortgage. It's going to be more than, it's going to be astronomically huge. And what does that do to the stability of the country as well? I mean, now you're really rolling the dice with some revolutionary type shit because it's all fun and games until people can't afford to eat or they can't afford to keep the fucking lights on. And we are going 1,000 miles an hour in that direction. We're going 1,000 miles an hour in the direction of people not being able to afford to keep the fucking lights on. So this is what we have to look forward to now. Fucking AI data centers, these fucking supercomputers that poison the areas around it, crash the fucking grid, massively increase your electricity bill. And it's at the same time that we're cutting back on green and renewable technology and doubling down on fossil fuels and outsourcing those fossil fuels at the same fucking time. I mean, you want to talk about a perfect storm for widespread pain. This shit will destroy this country. And we're dealing with a guy who is more likely to shove his head in the sand and lie and pretend like everything is great, even when we know, as a matter of fact, it's not great. Why do you think he's fucking made the decisions he's made so far? Like the Bureau of Labor Statistics guy gave him news he didn't like. He said, okay, you're fucking fired. I'm going to bring in somebody to lie to me and lie about the numbers, right? He didn't want the quarterly reports to look bad, so he's like, what if we just got rid of the quarterly reports? What if we did it less often? This is who this guy is. So even when the shit hits the fan and people are struggling and people can't afford shit, you think he's going to jump to address it and do whatever he can to fix? Of course not. Nor does even if he wanted to fix it, he's not competent enough or intelligent enough to actually fix it. Do you see the problem yet? Do you see how bad this is yet? Because I don't even think you fully get it. It's going to get a lot worse than this. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.